So, I've been talking a lot about the possibility of doing a Greek gods casting. Obviously, I did one for the Kane Chronicles, carded here, and well, I want to do one for the gods and just the adults of the series in general. And well, the time is finally here. So here are my fan casts for the adults of the Percy Jackson series. Okay, first off, all these are my opinion. If anyone gets shitty in the comments, I will come for you. In that, I will delete your comment and make sure you don't appear on my page again, because I'm not about that toxicity in my life. So, you know, fun. Let's get in with the first god I want to discuss for fan casting, and that is Zeus, unfortunately. So the person who I fan casted for Zeus is Gabriel Macht, and I apologise if I'm saying your last name right. So Gabriel, if I'm saying your last name wrong, not right. So Gabriel is actually from Suits. He plays Harvey in the Suits TV show, and I don't know, he just has this feel like, oh god, this is going to sound really mean. So Harvey in Suits is a bit of a dick, and Zeus, of course, is the king of dicks. So I don't know, I feel like he's got that way to have, like, he gives this aura of power about him, Gabriel, and I don't know, I feel like he can play that arrogant side of Zeus whilst also kind of being a little bit quietly terrifying at the same time. So yeah, Gabriel Macht for Zeus. Next up is one I already can tell is going to be a controversial opinion because of his hair colour. And that is Bradley James as Poseidon. Now, Bradley James, if you've seen him in iZombie or particularly Merlin, him as Prince Arthur or later King Arthur in Merlin, the TV show here in the UK, he's amazing. He's got the charisma, he's got the style, he's got, I don't know what it is, I feel like he's got the right level of humour that you get from Poseidon, as well as like this ability to give this gravitas of great importance, especially with his role as King Arthur in like the later seasons where things are a little bit more serious of what's occurring and him being this leader. I feel like, especially that scene that we get in the last book of him doing like that whole war table for the under the sea battles going on, I can picture like Bradley doing his Arthur scene of like basically ordering his knights where to go and what to do as that scene, and it just works really well. So I could definitely see Bradley James as Poseidon. Next one I have done a small little short here on YouTube about, and that is for Hades, and that is Ben Barnes as Hades, and that is solely due to the fact that I have seen him play the Darkling in Shadow and Bones, but also him as like Prince Caspian in Narnia I can also vibe with. But there was also, I can't remember the character's name or the TV show's name, but I think, was it called Gold Digger or something like that? But he's in this sort of like dark thriller sort of short drama here in the UK where he plays someone who everyone is assuming is a gold digger of a sort because he's with a much older woman, and he just has this sort of sinisterness about him, but he's actually really kind at the same time, which I think is exactly the kind of vibe Hades gives. He's not really a bad guy, but he gives the vibe of being like the worst guy. And Ben Barnes, I think, can really pull that off. Okay, now we're going to go into more of the gods that don't really play the biggest role, but are still important. And first up is Hera. Hera is, you know, she's not that evil, guys. Calm down. But Michelle Yeoh as Hera, solely due to the fact that her playing Eleanor Young in Crazy Rich Asians gave me such Hera vibes that I now can't see anyone else as Hera except Michelle Yeoh. But she is very famous, so I don't know if she'd have the time. But it's a small role, so maybe, please. Aphrodite is next up. Now, the main actress I would like for Aphrodite is Katie McGrath. But as I've discussed and lots of people discussed, I would love for multiple actresses to play Aphrodite. But it would be cool also to have, like, you got like your main quote unquote Aphrodite who appears more often than not, and then other ones who appear intermittently as well, depending on who they're with. Because just, I feel like that would work. I feel like that would work a lot. But Katie McGrath is like the main version of Aphrodite, just because it's Katie McGrath. There are no other reasons. It's Katie McGrath. Next up is Athena. Now, this one is probably going to be the most controversial, but Godly DNA doesn't pass on fully because they don't have DNA, so they don't have to look exactly like the children. Just saying. And I'm just going to go in with Gabrielle Union as Athena. I love her in everything she's in. She has the strength of character to really pull off that Athena vibe. I don't know, there's lots of interviews that I've seen her in where she just gives off this amount of strength and wisdom that she has as a person that I really think she can bring into her role as Athena. Because she's awesome. And I love her. So, Gabrielle Union as Athena. Alright. This may be slightly controversial because Hephaestus is described in a way that I don't think this actor works with, just because, you know, Hephaestus is quote unquote meant to be the ugly god, but does that matter? No, because Tom Hardy is Hephaestus. Tom Hardy, firstly, has the right voice for Hephaestus, and I could see that so much, but also he has the right physique for Hephaestus to be a blacksmith. I don't know, I think he could really work as Hephaestus, and we don't see him often enough because obviously Tom Hardy, big star, and I don't know, I just like the idea of him being Hephaestus. Alright, Demeter. You know, Demeter does have a very small role in this series, but still important, and I can see Lin Chen as Demeter. She's recently been in Grey's Anatomy. She's playing one of the doctors that I can't remember what her specialty is. I don't really watch Grey's Anatomy much. I mainly know her from Saving Face, which is like a lesbian film that I adore. But she actually has the kind of vibe in Saving Face that would fit Demeter, but also just like, I don't know, she just has, I don't even know how to describe it, but just like her look, her style, I just think she can give that sort of, that motherly vibe. And I don't know, just like oh god, I don't want to say it. It'd be like that TikTok thing of mummy, sorry, mummy, sorry, mummy, sorry. That's just what I'm picturing, because Demeter obviously is a mother to Persephone. Now I'm just, oh god, I hope Lin Chen never sees this, I'm so sorry. To go into the next one. Of Persephone, ironically. Well, not even ironically, it makes more sense. Persephone casting of Andrea Bang, who's known from Kim's Convenience, who plays the daughter in Kim's Convenience. I don't know, she gives the sort of innocent vibes in it, but she also talks back a lot. And she is close enough in age to Ben Barnes that it wouldn't feel weird that they're meant to be the married couple. And I know, just her character in Kim's Convenience. I've forgotten every single person's name in Kim's, but I don't know, I really like the sort of vibe that she has in that, of like someone who, very much like Persephone, standing up to her parents, doesn't really like her parents like hoarding over her. Actually, the mother in Kim's Convenience could also like bring them back, so they have some mother-daughter vibe again in this, maybe. Sorry, Lin Chen, but you know, it could work. Okay, this is one that I was meant to do earlier, but I put it too far down the list, and that is the fan cast for Aries, because obviously Aries is a hugely important character in The Lightning Thief. And the only actor I could think of, and it's because I've been watching King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, because it's a good movie, don't let critics tell you otherwise, and that is Charles Hunnam for Aries. I mean, has the style, has the charisma. Well, he does, obviously Aries doesn't have much charisma, but I feel like it could have made Aries a more interesting character. But he also plays thug-like characters really, really well. And he also has comedy for days, which I think is also kind of good for Aries' character. Aries needs to be given more of a character in the series just in general, so Charles could definitely bring that to it. Okay, now we're going to go into the younger casting. So, for Apollo, I'm very excited for this one. And so I've only recently discovered like this actor, and they are a Broadway actor, and that is, and I apologise if I say their name wrong, Seo Oni, who is currently the understudy for Orpheus on Hades Town, which obviously Greek mythology, perfect. But they have the song, they have the the singing ability, they have the charisma. I feel like they could just be a really good Apollo. And yes, it is mainly due to their musical talents. That is solely the reason, but also I just think they could really pull off like Apollo's role. Like, and then of course we've got the sibling dynamic of Artemis. And now Artemis, I've gone for the actress who plays young Beth in The Queen's Gambit, which is Isla Johnston. And it's solely due to the fact of how she played young Beth in The Queen's Gambit. Like this sort of silent cunning sort of behaviour, that very much older for her age, sort of feeling because of all the stuff that's going on, and has this sort of like ethereal feeling to her. Like I feel like she gives that air, the same of what Artemis has, of literally being much older than she is, but just being quietly powerful, but you can feel it even though she doesn't look like she is that powerful. And I just think Isla could really do that. Dionysus, there is only one casting for this role, and that is Jack Black. I will take no discussions. It is Jack Black as Dionysus. Chiron, I would actually, if I'm honest, I would still like to keep Pierce Brosnan. He just needs a better script. I would still like to keep like Pierce Brosnan as Chiron, but you know, I'm up for discussion. Finally, into the most important character, Sally Jackson, and Lana Plea as Sally Jackson is the main fan cast that I'm here for. The other one that I can go for is, oh god, I've forgotten her last name, Melissa Ponzio, I think that's her name, who plays Melissa McCall in Teen Wolf. Also okay with her being cast for Sally Jackson, but Lana Plea is my main one because just seeing her as a mother in Once Upon a Time to Henry Mills, like her playing Regina Mills, and sort of like trying to do the best for her kid, kind of screwing up, but you know, always just being like, in the later seasons mainly, where she's the best side of being a good mother, I think is the main thing that I picture for. And also just how like Lana Plea as an actress is, not even as an actress, as just a person, with the young actor that she worked with. So for Jared Gilmore, who played Henry, when they were off set, she kept that sort of like, was really kind to him. They have lots of like really sweet photos with each other, and she loves him. She calls him her son sometimes as well, and he calls her his mum. So there's like that additional relationship. So I would love to see that, where she's like that with the Percy actor for the show as well, just having this relationship on and off screen of being like kind to each other and continuing to build that chemistry that they have as characters. I just think is really important. So yeah, Lana Plea as Sally Jackson. I know there are other adult characters, but I can't think of any others. The only other one I want to do is Paul Blowfist, who is the only other important character. And again, only one actor I will allow, and that is Paul Rudd. There is no other actor I will allow in this role except for Paul Rudd. And that's basically all the adult actors that I care about for this adaptation. There are probably others that I have missed, but again, these are the ones that I remember. These are the ones that I feel are more significant to the storyline. And yeah, what do you think? What do you think of these castings? I'm intrigued to hear about you guys' own fan cast for the Greek gods and the other adults in the series. Let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. So I'm intrigued for when we finally do get some casting announcements, probably in a couple of months from now, how that's all going to go. Again, of course, whoever is cast, be nice, because I am willing to throw hands with people who aren't nice about these sort of things, but you know, that's a conversation for another day. So again, thank you all so much for joining in. I hope you've had a lot of fun, and I'll see you all next time.